See, there are very few phones where we lose sleep. We eagerly wait for the phone to arrive. And especially as an Indian, I love when brands innovate in their mid-range smartphones. This is the Nothing Phone 3A and 3A Pro. I mean, ignore the design, we'll get to it, but Nothing is a different company. If you look at the YouTube channel, there are videos on the phone. In fact, Nothing compares the camera to iPhone 16 Pro Max, teasers, tweets, articles, but this is Nothing. You have to look beyond the hype. The color seems off, right?
Yes, it looks weird, like there's some color shift.
So the good, the bad, we have been using both the phones for weeks now. Prateek, TechWiser, and this is the only video you'll need to watch on the new Nothing phones. Now these days there's not much to see in phone boxes. Like, what do people unbox then? Now there are some minute changes here, like you get the phone, paperwork, but the USB cable now no longer has transparent ends like last year, and there's that iconic SIM ejector tool, and of course, no charger in the box. But the interesting thing is, there's a dedicated button just below the power button. I would lose it if this is a camera button like an iPhone. We don't need it, please. Now mostly we'll be talking about the Nothing Phone 3A Pro because the 3A and 3A Pro have similar specs, but wherever necessary we'll also mention the difference between both of them. Now before we get to the bad, let's talk about the good. Now the most important aspect of Nothing phones is design. The Nothing Phone 3A has the same design aesthetic as the Nothing Phone 2A. The Phone 3A has an additional telephoto camera now, whereas the Phone 3A Pro here has a big circular camera island because it has a periscope zoom camera. Now about the design of the phone, people on the internet as well as in our office are divided.
Sayan, what do you think of this 3A Pro's design?
Looks heavy, but it is pretty unique, like a flaunty design. I would not want to use a cover for this.
I think it's straight out of space. Really cool.
I find this camera design very weird.
While unboxing the phone, I like the color and design of the 3A, whereas Shobikda liked the design of the 3A Pro. I believe if they would have made this entire area black, something like Vivo X200 Pro, it would not have bothered so many people. But anyway, the design of the 3A Pro is quite bold and polarizing, and slowly I think you stop noticing it that much. Other than the changes in the camera, the pattern of glyph light stays the same. When you get a call, all the glyph light glows. The next light strip is the essential notification, but Prateek, what is essential notification? Well, the notification from the apps that are important to you, for example, notifications from Slack, WhatsApp and Instagram, if your crush ever responds to your DM. So this glyph light will keep on glowing until you pick up your phone and interact with the notification. For the rest, non-essential notification, it just blinks and goes away. On the top left, you have the progress bar. So if you set a timer or book a ride via Uber or even order food via Zomato, the progress bar shows the progress. Obviously. Also, a good upgrade on the 3A series is the back is now tempered glass instead of plastic, so those scratches from coins or keys would affect less. In our usage, up until now, there are no scratches on the phone. Also, both the phones have an IP64 rating, so it can resist splashes of water and water sprays from any direction, like comes in handy for occasions like Holi. Overall, the changes in build and design are good on the 3A and the 3A Pro, but what about the changes in the display? The Nothing Phone 3A series comes with 6.77-inch 120Hz display. Both displays are the same size. Outdoors, the display is quite bright. While using the phone for Google Maps navigation or even for reading articles, the display outdoors was quite bright. And even indoors, I watched a lot of content like the India-Pakistan match where King Kohli made a century and a comeback. I would just like to pray that God please maintain this form so finally RCB can win IPL this year. RCB winning IPL. Jokes aside, surprisingly CID Season 2 is on Netflix. So I watched a few episodes. The color, sharpness and all are on point. Even the display is quite bright. Moreover, it was a good nostalgic trip, like those iconic one-liners like कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. Overall, the display seems good. While there are quite new changes in the software, the battery capacity remains the same at 5000 mAh. Now, I've watched quite a bit of content and reels, played games, clicked photos. The phone easily lasts me a day on a single charge. Now, regarding charging, the Phone 3A series supports up to 50-watt fast charging. It takes about an hour to top up the phone. But battery and charging is something every smartphone maker gets it right. But is the software okay? या फिर कुछ तो गड़बड़ है? I should really stop watching CID. The Nothing Phone 3A series runs on the latest Nothing OS 3.1, which is based on Android 15. Nothing, I believe, is still one of the few phones to come without any ads or bloatware. Also, Nothing OS is getting better as it's aging. First is the new app drawer. If I select the smart option, it uses AI to automatically categorize the apps in different folders. Second is, if you long press on folders and tap on customize, you get some folder styles to arrange the icons in the folder. And if you have secret apps, you can add them to the folder and select the cover style and assign an icon to a folder. So that way your app is now an icon and you can hide apps in plain sight. Now remember that extra button just below the power button? Well, if you're guessing it to be an action button or a camera button, congratulations, you are wrong. It's an essential space button. So let's say you were scrolling reels and you found a gadget or a smartphone. I just press and hold this button. It starts to record audio. So this is a kettle that can cook Maggi, mini idlis, fried rice and whatnot. Maybe I'll buy this someday. Now I'll release the button, double press the button to open the essential space, and it takes a minute to summarize the audio. And here I have, as a reminder. Apart from this, it even detected the name of the product and gave a title to it. Now, next, let's try with a smartphone. So I scrolled a reel and found a smartphone and press and hold the button to record. I would like to buy this smartphone in the next 5 minutes. And probably I'll get it from Flipkart. So it does the processing and generates a summary of the audio. In the title, it says that a smartphone featured is available at a discount, and it also sent me a reminder as I had said that I would buy this phone in the next 5 minutes. Now it can only generate summaries if you're speaking to it in English. We tried doing it with Hindi, it's a hit or a miss. So to summarize, basically nothing has tried creating something similar to pixel screenshots, but they have added an extra button to trigger it, and you can also record audio along with the screenshot. So is this a gimmick or useful? Well, personally, I found it useful as I kept on researching different gadgets and smartphones. I already used an app called My Mind, which does kind of the same thing, but it's an app. It's a third-party app. Here, the feature is built in. Oh, in case you're wondering, you cannot remap this button to do something else, but hopefully someone will make an app for this. Other than this, you also get circle to search. So from identifying new gadgets to searching for the name of a song, it can do it all. Also, there are visual changes in the quick settings. Like in the lock screen, you get some customizations. You can choose the clock style, add multiple widgets. This is with Nothing OS 3.0. It's there in all Nothing phone. Also, there's new Nothing Gallery app, which has that Nothing's design aesthetics. If you swipe up, it will show some of the photo details. If you tap on edit, it will now redirect to Google's editing suite. So from here, it's all Google Photos. See, overall the software here is fast and fluid. There are app closing and opening animations. I believe one of the major reasons for buying a Nothing phone is the Nothing OS. Also, while these features are good, there are a bunch of bugs. See, in the phone 3a, if I swipe down from the notification panel, see how the name and icon appear for the glyph. And this phone got a software update and this bug still exists even after that. Another bug that we spotted was San video called me on WhatsApp. His video was having a scaling or zoom issue. Hopefully Nothing will fix this issue in a software update. Oh, and talking about software update, Nothing promises to give 3 years of Android updates plus 4 years of security updates. Now, so far it might have seemed that the Nothing Phone 3a series, अच्छा ही तो है. Well, here's where you will be a bit disappointed. The Nothing Phone 3a and 3a Pro comes with the Snapdragon 7s Gen 3 processor. Now I know what you are thinking. Pratik, what is Snapdragon 7s Gen 3? In very simple words, in the chipset ranking, if a processor name has a plus, it has higher CPU speeds with a better GPU equipped for better gaming and heavy multitasking. The processor with normal names like 7 Gen 3 can handle multitasking with medium gaming loads, but when a processor has S in its name, it's powerful enough only to do daily tasks and can handle light gaming loads. So we ran the AnTuTu benchmark. It scores somewhere around 8 lakhs, which is similar to 7 Gen 3. Now, here's the funny thing. So you get this game mode toggle when you open AnTuTu, and in this, we turned on the performance mode and then ran the AnTuTu benchmark, and it scored less from what it scored in normal mode. We also ran the CPU throttling test and the graph is green. But these are just benchmarks. How does it perform in real life tasks? In normal day-to-day tasks, I've opened 7 to 10 apps, and if I keep switching between them, the app opens up instantly, it doesn't reload, the RAM management is good. In heavy tasks like gaming, in BGMI you can play max at HDR graphics, 60 FPS. There's no 90 FPS support, and in half an hour of gameplay it was smooth. The phone didn't get too warm. Even in COD mobile, you can only game in 60 FPS. Phone 2a could do 90 FPS, but here it's 60 FPS. Maybe they'll get an update, but the gameplay was smooth, the phone didn't get that warm. So for normal daily usage with casual gaming, the phone 3a does a decent job. It doesn't have that crazy performance like Nord 4 or Poco F6 that you get in this price range. It's just good enough performance. Now the major gripe with Nothing phone has been the camera. And even this year, things start getting tricky. Nothing this year has focused majorly on camera. So the Nothing Phone 3a now comes with a telephoto camera this year, and the photos from the Phone 3a are inconsistent. Like if you see this picture side by side, it has been clicked in the same environment. In one photo, the light control is good and bright, and the other one, the light control is not so good. Or if you see this photo side by side, again clicked in the same moment, same environment, see, the color is off. And in one photo, the color of the signboard is dark red and the other one it's bright orange. And this is not just 1 to 2 photos. Every time you click photos, the camera is a hit or a miss. Same is the case with the telephoto camera. The pictures are not that sharp. If I zoom into this picture, the face doesn't have enough sharpness. And if you click portrait photos with a telephoto camera, well, after processing it makes the skin tone soft. Now, coming to the phone 3a Pro, this one comes with a periscope zoom camera. Now, in general, a periscope camera is better than telephoto camera in terms of high range 10, 20, 30x zoom. So, with the Nothing 3a Pro, the story is again the same. Sometimes it clicks good pictures and sometimes it's inconsistent. You don't know the output. Same environment with a different movement, it goofs up the live control. Now, we click pictures using the periscope camera. Sometimes it clicks good pictures like this, but sometimes it will over sharpen the photo with unnatural blur, or sometimes the background blur goes off. Even the edge detection is off. Now, in terms of zoom, the photos till 30x, they come out to be good, but beyond that, the photo seems like oil painting. The ultra wide angle camera also does a decent job, and there is a color shift between the photos clicked using the ultra wide and the main camera, but that is quite expected in this price range. Also, the phone 3a doesn't have a macro mode now because the ultra wide angle doesn't support autofocus. A new addition to the camera app is, if I now tap on this arrow below the shutter button, it comes with some preset filters like ultra wide angle, black and white, macro mode, lenticular mode. You can consider this to be quick templates if you want to take certain type of photos. Even the Nothing Phone 3a Pro can shoot only up to 4K 30 FPS, and I think this is a chipset limitation. Overall, for the phone 3a and 3a Pro, the camera here has the potential to click good photos. Like, the hardware is there, but the software is inconsistent. Rest, it also gets NFC, there's no problem with call quality. So, to sum it up, overall, here's what we have understood by using the phone for this much time. Does the phone 3a series live up to the hype Nothing created around it? I would say yes and no. Yes, because Nothing software game is very good, and I believe in the past 3 years, they have become one of the best Android skins out there. No, because the hype was majorly around the camera. They even compared the phone 3a Pro with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But in reality, we could see that the cameras are fairly inconsistent. Now, Nothing has a history of providing quicker updates and fixing these things, but those are updates and that's future. You buy a phone right now, not based on the hopes of getting a software update. So let's come back to the important point. Pricing. The phone 3a is priced at 24,999 and the phone 3a Pro is priced at 29,999. There is a bank offer of 2,000 on both the phones. So out of the two, the Nothing Phone 3a is very well priced. I believe if you can get it at 23,000, it's a very good, well-balanced phone, strong option. Whereas the Nothing Phone 3a Pro is 5,000 more than this. And for that 5,000 rupees, you get a periscope camera, that's about it. And even the camera as of now is not that consistent. Maybe they fix it, but skip this. Let us know if you want us to compare the phone 3a series with another phone, or if you want us to do a long-term review of the phone 3a or the 3a Pro. On that note, this is Pradeep signing off. TechWiser. See you pretty soon. Pew pew. Pew.